Welcome, everybody. This is Dr. Norbert of the Dr. Norbert and the Huggy Bear Show. And we're here for TTS Season 13, Week 3. We're going to be streaming here Week 3 tonight. Super excited because we've got some fresh faces to show off to the community. One all the way from Iceland, the other all the way from the depths of South Paris, or actually Versailles, Paris, I think. Versailles, France. Hello. Versailles, France. That are going to be playing with us tonight. But before we get to that, let's introduce the Huggy Bear. How you doing, Huggy?
Norbert, I am excited. 2 games in, and it's starting to get tighter and tighter.
That's it. This is when it starts getting serious. I've been looking forward to this match all week. It's the highlight of my week, and because of all the fun. Yeah, it is. Really, I think about it, and I can't wait to have that happen. And it's for all kinds of reasons, in part because of you, part because of the cool game we get to watch, and all the fun chatters. All right, let us then take a look. Let me turn off Mr. Kingpin, and boom, we can see now the match. Right, let's see what the gentleman brought along with us. So in the red corner is Nehetar. He is the one from Iceland. And what has he brought? Black Cat, Bullseye, Gambit. Ooh, woo, Gambit. Hello. Iceland, being the wacky country that it is, proving the case here as well. Gwenpool, yeah, one of my favorite undersung heroes. Hood, Ultron 2, Ulik, ooh, nasty. Rhino, ooh, Omega Red. Damn, this is all over the place. And bum, MODOK 2, the criminal syndicate leader.
Yeah, and also the only leader in this roster, so that certainly telegraphs what he's going to be playing. MODOK Criminals.
I can't wait.
Like it.
I can't wait. So get yourself ready. I'm sure you're going to have to explain to people how his leadership works when the time comes. So do that. In the meantime, the crises are Cosmic Invasion, Infinity Formula, Sword Base, Paranoia Pummels, Scrolls, and Montesi Formula. Okay. Then Sorel, coming to us from France. What has he brought? He has brought Gamora, Space Maw, Drax, Beta Ray Bill, Agent Venom, Ghost Rider, that's the OG Ghost Rider, Groot, Nebula, Rocket Raccoon, and Star-Lord. So classic Guardians roster, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, classic Guardians with no CGR.
No CGR, but Space Maw.
Very honest. Very, very gentleman.
Yeah, we've had 2 weeks of gentlemanly, or 3 even, of gentlemanly MCP. Amazing. All right, real quick.
Well, to be fair, I think standard Guardians are pretty good as well.
Yes, people are wondering if it's not just a CGR, it's just the way Guardians are made up. He's taken Research Station, of course, Deadly Legacy Virus, Alien Ship, Intrusions, Gamma Wave, and Demons Downtown.
All of the fighting crises.
Yeah, which makes sense. And then let us then take a quick look at, they haven't picked anything yet. Oh, these guys are being very gentlemanly. So we'll wait for them to get the crises and the terrain out. What is MODOK 2's leadership?
MODOK 2's leadership is once per turn when an allied character is attacking or defending, if it is holding or contesting an extract or an objective token and has 1 or more wild results in its roll, it may change one of its die to a hit or a block. So it is a leadership that works both offensively and defensively. So it's quite good on characters that have triggers on their attacks that contain a wild plus a hit of some combination. And so it's, and also there are a few characters in the game that have like an offensive trigger with a wild and a shield, like Red Skull 2, for instance. Now, Nehetar is not running that, but there are some cute combos there. You can also obviously just use it for general dice improvement, for which it is totally fine. It's going to be more of a attrition-focused style criminals, I'm quite convinced, and putting all according to plan to good use in order to get off a P-Days or KO at a clutch point of the game. And then he's brought Cruelty, which is also one of the criminals' extra damage dealing cards.
I love that card.
And perhaps the
when,
worst. Yeah.
When I played Shadowland Daredevil, everybody would, kind of dismiss this card. My opponents, that is, and it's so backbreaking because they'd be like, "Whew, survived that on one, hot damn," and then I'd be like, "Bam, Cruelty," and it was so nasty. I try not to laugh. I mean, I didn't laugh. But it was like, because I knew how awful that felt. Because there's a couple of things about it. It's super long range. So if it's a web warrior guy running away from you or somebody falling back, you can still nail them. And it's mystic. Ooh, what's this? Dark Pass.
The only downside is that you can't re-roll or add dice to it.
No, correct.
Dark Pass, yeah, that's Gambit's card for giving everyone stealth round one.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he had Shadow Organization in there as well, because that card could very well come out in this particular matchup.
No, he does not.
Robbery. No Shadow Organization. Too bad, because that would have been a great card for him here.
Yeah, I'm just saying that we should not overlook the fact that adding Gambit here with his card is really spicy on top of MODOK 2.
Yeah, and Gambit also has a cute synergy with MODOK 2, given the fact that he has a superpower that allows him to change a hit into a wild, and then the leadership allows him to convert another die into a hit. So basically, he can always spend 1 power to get an extra hit once per turn when he attacks. So that's pretty neat. Gambit doesn't really synergize well, I think, with other criminals leaders, but as Nehetar is only running MODOK, then that's
okay.
Not a big issue.
I just opened up my scotch in the bottle right underneath my nose, and it just wafted all the scents straight out of the bottle right into my nose. It was so nice. So cheers, everybody. I hope you're having a great week and you're enjoying MCP as much as me and the Huggy Bear. We've got lots of events coming up to talk about on top of this game. So a super, super great time to be playing MCP. So cheers. Cheers to you, Huggy.
Cheers, Norbert. So, Paranoia and Demons. That is one of the fastest extracts and one of the slowest secures.
All right. Let me zoom in first. Right. Let's see who picked who. Who picked what, rather. Right. So, here we go. So demons, everybody knows, straight down the middle, and if you're within one of them, you get incinerated, and you stay incinerated because it happens during the power phase. It's really annoying, even if you flip.
Exactly.
Onto the injured side.
You get incinerated anew after you wake up from a daze.
And then Paranoia Pummels. This is really fun one. 4 different assets on the table. If you pick one up without having a buddy within 2, you suffer a damage. But during the cleanup phase, if you are holding one and you're within a 2 of a buddy of yours, you get 1 extra VP. And keep in mind, that only triggers once. So even if that same condition exists in 2 different spots on the board of yours, you only get 1 bonus.
Yeah. Well, once per round. Cleanup phase, rather. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what makes this extract real fast. It's quite common for it to go to score 3 points for each player round 1, and then if one opponent manages to snatch a extract from his opponent, then it's going to be a potential 4-2 situation. And getting ahead with 2 points is potentially huge in this game. So Nehetar is definitely going to be chasing after them. Although I do think that we are in for a slugfest
Yeah.
with Guardians on Criminals, and it's going to be real interesting to see who gets the first strike and the slightly better dice against their opponents. Both of these leadership are dice improving ones. Modoc's being slightly more flexible, given the fact that he doesn't have to put down wing tokens in the power phase.
Yeah.
So his leadership can affect all of his characters, even though it's only once per round. So whereas a winged can like improve a roll with potentially 2 more hits or blocks, Modoc can only generate 1 extra damage with this, unless you have Pierce, which there are characters that have. So there's going to be some complicated interactions with attack triggers and whatnot, but we'll try to make sure to walk you guys through them as they happen.
That's what we love to hear, Huggy Bear, especially me. The map is being brought to us by one of the mod developers, Zayton. Thank you, Zayton, for putting this one together. This is a classic map, 31 points on the board, and it looks like a classic MCP style city map, which is always fun.
Yeah, it looks exactly like my map, my actual physical map.
Yeah, look, it's got this is the AMG map. So, all right, let's take a
Yeah.
look. We've got a size 4 truck over here. I don't know. They haven't told me who won. Well, let's see who won priority. Oh, it looks like Sorel did. And they've just picked 16 threat, but I'm not sure who picked secures or whatnot. They haven't told me. Maybe we'll get that information later. But that's a size 4 truck there in the middle. So that's a nasty place for it, actually. Size 2 dumpster, size 2 car, size 3 taco truck, but off skew from the middle, which is nice. Size 2 dumpster, size 3 convenience store, size 2 dumpster, a couple of lamps, size 2 car, size 3. So very, very standard MCP layout with a bit more heavy terrain here on the right hand side for us. They got the size 4 and then a whole bunch of 1s. The crises are straight down the middle. You see the flaming portals here, so those are the ones that are going to incinerate you. But what's nice is you can stand on this truck and get some cover at least. And then the paranoia, what are they actually? What are you picking up? Actually, I forget what they're called. What are you picking up?
No. Disturbances. Tokens?
Yeah, disturbance. They're straight down the middle. 2 quite central and 1 and 2 on each flank.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
2 4-wide teams.
Yeah, let's take a look.
These guys look committed to fight.
So Nehetar from Iceland, he's taken Modoc 2, of course. Ultron 2, Black Cats, and Omega Red. And the cards are...
all good choices.
Yeah, especially Omega Red, I think, on this narrow scenario. Patch Up, all according to plan. Brace, Mission Objective, and Age of Ultron. Not sure about Mission Objective here, if it was really necessary, but maybe.
It's a pretty convenient card for this particular crisis, because you're likely to have characters, at least one character with an extract token on them within 2 of a buddy in order to score the extra VP, and that simultaneously puts you in range of using Mission Objective should he, she, or it daze.
Okay. I was told by PHP Chrono, thank you, buddy, Sorel from France, he picked secures. So that makes sense. Being the Guardians player, he wants a narrow scenario. And then Nehetar chose 16. And see, what were the choices? 16 or 19?
So 19.
He went narrow. Any reason why he might have done that?
Not sure. Possibly trying to keep the Guardians slightly more in check. For maybe he doesn't like them to go super duper wide. But maybe he was himself unable to go narrower than Guardians at 19. That could be a reason. Going narrow. Now both players have the same number of characters on the board. So that makes for some interesting back and forth priority switches. but I'm sure that the Nehetar was hoping for was facing off against 5 wide at least Guardians, so that he could have prio and
Right.
then
Yeah.
potentially have a
Ooh.
back-to-back round with all according to plan.
Can you make a note to ask Sorel that question if he intentionally went this narrow to avoid that problem? Because that's interesting. Because he ended up taking Star-Lord, Beta Ray Bill, OG Ghost Rider, and Gamora. This is not your typical Guardians list, and I'm here for it. Sacrifice, deal with the devil, of course, brace for impact, crew the Milano, and eyes on the prize.
I'm not as um, convinced about Deal with the Devil as normally here,
Yeah.
because he's only running expensive characters apart from Star-Lord, who's his leader. So um, if he's going to play Deal with the Devil, he's going to be sacrificing a rather expensive character. So
Mm-hmm.
that means that it might actually be it might KOing Ghost Rider might actually have some value to it, even though the card will be played and he will get rid of. He will come back and get rid of an activated token, but Sorel still has to give up one of his expensive characters in order to play the card. So I would attach more credibility to the other character reviving card on the board here, which is Age of Ultron
Yeah.
in Nehetar's hand.
That card has to be restricted to OG Ultron. It's pretty nuts.
I think it's fine.
Big Ultron 2 guy with your
I
shield
mean,
list.
Shield is basically unable to play Ultron 2,
No.
given the fact that you're only allowed to have only one character in your team is allowed to have grunts,
Yep.
and you already have Nick Fury.
Okay. Real quick, Ultron. Sorry, yes, Modoc 2 deploys centrally. Black Cat to the right, and Omega Red to the right of that. Ultron drones just to the left, and Ultron to the left. So very centrally deployed. Gamora was on the right flank, pretty hard right flank. Ghost Rider towards the middle, Beta Ray Bill towards the middle, and Star-Lord on the left flank. And Sorel has opened the game up by moving Gamora up to the Paranoia disturbance and picking it up. And I think she's just going to sit there because I think that took double move, and then she'll take a point of damage for doing so if Sorel remembers. It doesn't look like it so far.
That's it. She's stuck there, and he might be going after her later. Maybe. Moving the grunts up to the middle.
Yeah, it looks like the Ultron grunts
Not
are.
and
Well, see, this is where grunts are fantastic for this crisis, because which, by the way, is one of the ones that it's Nehetar's crisis, because the grunts will go up and be within 2 of Ultron picking up that thing, and therefore it doesn't take the point of damage. You look confused.
for sure. Yeah, I was just pondering the placement here. At first, I thought he was looking to try and block a landing spot for a Beta Ray Bill to try and like force him into a grab that he didn't want to do. But by the looks of it, it's all just about not taking damage on Ultron.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Although Ultron, I don't think he minds taking damage that much, because the best way of dealing with Ultron really is just don't attack him.
Yeah.
And try to stay outside of his attack ranges so that he's forced to move and attack. And moving and doing 1/6 dice attack, should he whiff that, and he has no dice fixing apart from the leadership, then that's not a good enough activation for a 5 cost. You want more out of him in order for him to motivate his cost. So that creates this sort of interesting chicken race where the opponent doesn't want to attack him, and he's trying to get as much out of his rounds as possible without having extra power fed to him by taking damage. Especially when Age of Ultron is on the table, that basically is it's a card that rarely gets played, but it sort of
The threat
determines the tactic
Yep.
of the opponent that to just you're just not gonna attack Ultron this game
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's no use really.
Yeah, it's really pointless. Notice that he's moved Ultron
Some
and
finagling going on with the
oh yeah,
maybe I assume he wanted to play Ice on the Price with Bill because otherwise that wouldn't have been in his hand. But maybe the car screwed up.
Yeah, that deployment. Yeah, could be.
Yep. So that means Bill is gonna stand mid-table. That might be painful.
Okay, so notice that Ultron and the drones decided to stay outside of the portal, demon portal, so they're not going to get incinerated. Beta Ray Bill, though, first of all, he's got 2 power, so he can pick that up and then actually heal himself of the damage that'll come his way. And he also will secure that point, and he's immune to incinerate, and so he doesn't mind standing up there.
There's also a real clever interaction on the table here that Wookie Mark pointed out in the chat that MODOK has a superpower that allows him to pass an attack over to an allied character within 2, and that can be used on the Ultron grunts, causing them to explode and generating more power for Ultron and damage to the opponent. So that is a pretty neat little interaction there.
Yeah, nice one, Wookie Mart, for pointing that out. That's great. Love the synergy there. Still, they have forgotten to take the damage. Bill. Oh no, wait.
Bill spent.
Yeah,
Bill
no.
spend an extra power
I'm sorry.
so that's why
I get confused on the which bar is which. Gamora has taken the damage that she's supposed to from that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm colorblind, if that wasn't clear. And so I go by, if I look at it too quickly, I forget which color is which.
Right.
Anyway, Black Cat.
Black Cat took a damage there, though.
Yeah, Black Cat decided to go to the hard right flank and pick up that damage. And she's great for that point because she's got stealth. And if somebody actually gets within stealth range, she still is very tanky with her new card. So good call there. So far, Nehetar is really doing some solid moves here.
Looks like Sorel is foreseeing the MODOK passing damage to the Grunts interaction, looking to see if he could get Star-Lord within 4 of the Grunts to put a shot into them before MODOK has the chance to use them as the sack pawns.
Oh, that's an old War Machine turn. Yes.
Yes.
Huggy Bear. Oh, that's so good.
And it was effectively the exact same rule. You pass an attack onto a target within 2 of the original targets. So usually some sort of measly infantryman or grunt character that gets to take the blow instead of the boss.
Yeah. All right, so Star-Lord's moved
thematic.
up. I don't think he's in range of anybody, but he's going to go ahead and secure that point and also get cover from the car that he's standing next to. And over to Nehetar. He's got Mega Red and MODOK still to go, so Omega Red is going to go. I don't think Omega Red is immune to Incinerate. He's immune to a few things, but poison, yeah.
No, he's not. Only poison.
Yeah.
You can put poison on characters when you end up within 2 of them, I think. But if I'm not mistaken, Beta Ray Bill is immune to poison.
Yeah, he might be.
He's immune to a bunch of conditions. Maybe not poison though, but
yeah, no, he is. Bleed,
yep, there is poison.
Bleed, poison, incinerate. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of the bad ones except stun and shock. Stagger, of course, but that's
nobody has immune to stagger.
That's sort of a different category.
All right, Ghost Rider moving up with his big ass base. Is he immune to incinerate?
Looks to be. He is.
Yeah.
So Sorel has 2 characters that are immune to incinerate, whereas Nehetar have none.
Carol Side 2 has immunity to stagger, according to PHP Chrono. Woo.
Yep.
Sexy.
That's pretty fun.
Man, immune to stagger. Wow.
Also injured side Wolverine and Logan, I think.
Really? Injured side of Logan?
At least Wolverine. At least injured side Wolverine has immunity to stagger. I think Logan does as well, but I'm don't quote me on that.
Dormammu? Dormammu's immune to stagger?
Yeah,
Wow.
that sort of makes sense.
Is that like listed on his card at the bottom? Just like bleed, incinerate.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I don't think I've noticed that. Wow. All right. So OG Ghost Rider's going into the, I think, the drones.
Yep.
Nice hit. 4 hits.
Harvesting some power.
Yeah. So
Harvester of power.
Yeah, that takes the drones off the table. Boop.
Good
So that
fight.
means what's interesting about that is now Ultron won't be able to give him. They won't get the extra bonus VP.
Yep.
And who else has it? Beta Ray Bill will get the bonus VP. Yeah. So Sorel will be going up on points here substantially.
The MODOK is for sure going to be moving up and placing within 2 of Ultron, I expect.
Oh, okay. That's bold, but do you think that's okay
I
with
imagine
MODOK
he's
too?
gonna. Yes, because he can pass.
Yeah, he bought it. Yeah.
I mean, I imagine a dream activation for MODOK here is move up, make an attack into someone, generate enough power to throw a piece of terrain, which would then cause the grunts to immediately come back. Then place them within 2 of MODOK and have a sack pawn ready for him in round 2.
Nice one. If there's anybody from the French community in the chat today, give us an F. F for France. Give us an F. The French community is really great, but they're very insular. You know, they don't come out very much, and they keep to themselves. But that's because they're just very, they're very introverted, I suppose.
They were very gracious at the WTC.
Yes, they were great.
And we were very glad to see them there.
Yes.
Especially given the circumstances where it looked like they were going to be missing out because of the weather.
Yeah. Yeah, the weather was awful. So yes, if you're in the chat and you're from France, we'd love to see an F from you to support Sorel here, because he said he was a little trepidatious about coming onto the stream because of his English being a little bit rough, but hopefully going to have an interpreter join us in the post-game interviews so to mitigate that problem. So we'll see. Oh, look at this. We have a French Canadian in the chat. I guess that'll do, Wookie.
Awesome.
If your French is
so
good
this
enough.
Is interesting. MODOK looks like he's placing outside of 4 from Bill. Probably because I think MODOK has flight, if I'm not mistaken, which means that one of Bill's spenders, Summon the Storm, I think it's called, has double rerolls into flying characters. So no, he's not flying.
Nope, he's not flying. So, he's just floating.
Okay, because sure, he's not allowed to. He's not going to be able to attack. Bill is not going to be able to attack him, but he's not going to be able to attack Bill either. So, assuming he's... Oh, so he did place within 4 then. It looked like he was trying to place just outside of.
Yeah.
So he hit the wild, so that means he gets to convert another die into a hit, should he like to.
Nice.
So that means this turns into a 3-hit.
There we go. We see it in effect straight away.
And if I'm not mistaken, he has Wild Incinerate, although sadly, both Beta Ray Bill and Ghost Rider are immune to Incinerate.
Is this oh shoot, sorry guys. MODOK that you're talking about? Yeah, it is. You're right.
Yep.
Wild Incinerate.
Wild Incinerate, yeah.
Such an interesting character. I can't wait to see how this game plays out, because I just don't have any exposure to MODOK.
But anyway, this means that he generates enough power to be able to throw, for instance, the lamppost, /1 lamppost next to himself. And that would make the...
Holy moly! 4 points of damage into Beta Ray Bill already. Yee.
Right. Where did or did he roll in? That's 5. Oh,
Oh, he's not
was there a
within 2.
reroll? Or was there,
1, 2, 3.
was it?
Yeah, that's a good. Well, he got the wild, right? So he got 1, 2, 3 are showing, but one of those
Yeah,
blanks
yeah.
is hit.
I thought there was only there. I thought there were only 2 hits and then the leadership. But
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, and he did in fact get the incinerate, but of course he's immune, as you mentioned. But it looks like he's going to go ahead and throw that car. This little.
yeah, I if I were him, I would actually throw the lamppost because the car can be thrown later for better use. But oh well.
Oh well. So he just threw it away, just just to get the drones
Yeah.
back.
When a piece of terrain is destroyed, Ultron can place his grunts within 3 of himself immediately. But they do, however, come into play with a stagger token on them.
Right. Okay. That wraps up round 1, and should be Sorel with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Nehetar
Yes.
has 1, 2, 3.
4 with the bonus point.
Where's the? Oh, okay, yeah. Where's the 4th?
Black Cat has 1. Ultron has 1. And then Ultron has a friend within 2, and
Ultron's,
then he's holding his back.
Token is not on his card is the problem.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's usually a glitch with grunt characters. That TTS sometimes has a hard time telling if the token is on the grunt or the parent character.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, Shanity, MODOK isn't doing anything. It's the Ultron 2. Ultron 2 has the extract, and because he's within 2 of his grunts, he gets the bonus point.
Yep. So this is when it starts to get exciting.
Oh, people are pointing out that MODOK 2's trigger for his leadership depends on him contesting, or anybody of his team contesting or holding an extract.
That's true. So he shouldn't have been able to use the leadership, actually.
Yeah. Should have been 1 less damage on Beta Ray Bill.
Yep. Unless he placed within 1 of the incinerating the demon portal, but it looks as though he didn't.
No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good lesson for everybody watching. Hopefully that'll be fixed. Is there any accusers in the chat? Maybe you can give them a nudge. And no French people in the chat. Nobody likes Sorel. Sad. I like Sorel. I think he's cool. So this weekend, Huggy Bear, is the big Mutant Weekender, the first 2.5-day MCP event in London. Yes.
Fantastic.
So
would have loved to have gone, but I have a local. I have to settle for a local event here instead.
Are you going to the World War Hulk thing?
Yeah, exactly. World War Hulk, a cozy little 12-man tournament.
Nice. All in Swedish. Everybody speaks Swedish.
Yes. And as we can see, MODOK was outside of 4, but given the fact that he attacked Bill, they have to just nudge him within 4 to correct that. As both players apparently agreed that he was within range last round, so.
Uh-oh. We got Coddle from Ireland, our last week's player. He is married to a French lady who is super nice. I met her. Yes. And so he's showing off his French skills to the Canadian. This is
apparently so.
An interesting chat happening. I can only imagine what he's told him.
Coddle, who we had the pleasure of streaming on last week's game.
Yeah.
Which was a very fun game facing off Cyclops X-Men versus Doc Ock Spider-Foes.
It's great. So much
fun.
That's
up on YouTube if you want to give that one a watch.
That's right. Just go to Dr. Norbert Games, Dr. Norbert Games.
Yep.
And you can
More
see
than 300 people already have, so you're in good company.
Look at you checking out the stats. By the way, folks, all we care about is likes and subscribes. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm not sure why, but everyone I watch says to do that. So why don't you do it for us too? Do us a solid and like and subscribe.
We don't want your money. We just want your love.
We don't want your money. Exactly. We want we want validation. we've got miserable day jobs, and we need validation from our hobby.
I kind of like my day job.
Your job. Hey, when's your books contest gonna happen? When is the award ceremony?
Mid February. Well, ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're funny. It's basically they put up who won on a website, but it's very prestigious. It's one of the most prestigious history book awards in Sweden. In fact, one of the very few history book awards.
Yeah, it's so prestigious because it's the only one. That's cool.
There are a couple more, but I am very happy.
No, that's great. You've got 3 books nominated to the list. How many books are in contention?
8.
Wow. Wow.
So I edited almost half of them.
Amazing. And if you, so we can't wait to hear how many you've won. What happens if you win, aside from the notoriety, of course?
Eternal glory. No, but I mean, the big thing is obviously the attention, which is likely to generate increased sales of the book, which is good for the company I work for, and in the end, good for me and my career.
Nice one. So yeah, so the author get any like money or anything?
Money? I mean, indirectly, given the fact that if we sell more books, we get more money.
Yeah, sure. All right. So Beta Ray Bill decided to activate first in this round 2. He threw Ultron 2 away, and it's medium throw, which is a fantastic throw because he's one of the strongest there is. Him and Hulk constantly battling. I guess Thor too, battling out who's the strongest Avenger.
Using the throw to set up Ultron for a mediocre activation.
Yeah, which is good. Essentially a stagger. And then he's attacked the drones, but I don't think anything happened to them.
What will be interesting to see is whether Ultron has ended up within 3 of Gamora or not.
There we go. So the drones took 1 point of damage from all that, which is really not great. But look at that roll. One shield and 4 blanks. Blech. He saved his winging it token. But yeah, not ideal, right, Huggy Bear?
No, and now MODOK has... It was... since MODOK spent 2 power, it was obviously an attack going into him that he sack-pawned. And then the grunts lived, so they... if MODOK generates more power, then he can sack-pawn again.
Oh, right. What does it cost, 2?
I would... If I was Nehetar, I really would have measured 3 to Gamora here.
To be able to attack or what?
Yeah. I mean, if Ultron is within 3 of Gamora, then he can double tap her. And the grunts could have moved up and done 1 attack to her as well. So he would have had a pretty good chance to daze her, and she's holding an extract, so that could be important. Then again, Ultron can't pick up another of those extracts, and...
Look at that! The bloody grunts, man.
Yeah.
This happened to me
with
Shadowland Daredevil.
They shouldn't be able to do that because they come up with a stagger token in the advance.
Oh my goodness,
so
that's right.
This is sadly a misplay.
Oh, whew. Well, this is
pretty certain. Let me double check.
This is when you just in the salt of the earth MCP players. Mistakes happen, It is Indeed. What it is, ref.
Let's see. Blah, blah, blah.
What are you asking about?
Blah, blah, against the stagger special condition. Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah. And you're absolutely right. There's no doubt about it. But they managed to blow up Beta Ray Bill, which is kind of funny. So Beta Ray Bill took 1 damage he shouldn't have, and also Ultron drones shouldn't have been attacking him. There you go. And so he's thrown.
To be fair, they could have basically done the same thing without moving, and they only
yeah, because they have a range
scooch a
three
little bit.
attack.
As I mean, it's
that's fair. That's a good point.
It's still a it's still a misplay, but could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Yeah, their range attack is 3. They probably were within 3. Hard to say.
Oh, interesting. Now he's measured 3 to Gamora with Ultron, but moved him closer to the middle. So possibly he's looking to attack, for instance, Ghost Rider, and then use his Encephalo Beam to.
No,
he's attacking Gamora.
He's too good. Yeah, interesting. Whoa. I guess he wants to be within 2 of the grunts to make sure he gets the bonus point, and also maybe to sack pawn from MODOK. Maybe.
For sure. I mean, sack pawning to Ultron is not a bad idea at all, because Ultron has a bunch of health and he likes getting power because he can do a lot of fun stuff with it.
Yeah. So Ultron only did 2 hits based on leadership into 1 save. So Gamora, I think, is going to get. Oh, no, sorry. 3 saves. What am I thinking? So nothing.
Yep.
She gets poisoned and
wild
bleed.
Nets, poison and bleed, yeah.
Yep.
Just not bad. He's obviously sad to not generate an extra power, because that would have allowed him to use Encephalo Beam and move and bow her short.
Yeah.
So he could have gotten her away. But this is why I thought he was going to attack another character. But because if he gains more power, then she will be able to pounce, effectively nullifying the Encephalo Beam, unless he puts her behind terrain. So.
You know, Huggy Bear, I was telling you I didn't.
Now he didn't.
Sorry, finish.
No, but now he obviously didn't. So Gamora will now be within 3, MODOK and Ultron, and able to attack him. Although attacking Ultron, as we said earlier, is generally unattractive, given the fact that he's got Age of Ultron, so he will not die in the end, and he will be coming back with a bunch of power next round.
What I was saying off topic was I was telling you I didn't like this new whiskey that I bought. I mean, it's okay, but I remember I was saying I wasn't that impressed, right? But now
you're drinking it.
Now, well, it's going to be drunk. Let's face it. But the scent of it is extraordinary. It is definitely an enjoyment there, if nothing else.
Yeah. I'm going to have to grab my own whiskey. 1 second. You tempted me.
Damn it. I'm a bad person. And it's still the January. Dry January is still happening. And look at me ruining the virtuous Huggy Bear with my wiles, my whiskey wiles. Ooh, Irish people are coming to visit the MCP Weekender this weekend, along with Belgians. And I have a distinct feeling, because they told me, that the Irish are bringing me whiskey and the Belgians are bringing me beers. I'm not playing. Yes. I'm not playing. Did you hear that? I'm not playing on the weekend.
Just drinking?
But yeah, well, with all that largesse of very interesting niche delicacies from their countries, man, oh man, I am okay with not playing based on that.
Right.
I had one guy mention 3 beers to me he's bringing from Belgium. I had never heard of them, ever. And I was like, yes.
So Sorel appears to be pondering his options.
That's like Hearthstone. Do you remember Hearthstone when you take too long? It says, I wonder. All right, so what's just happened here? Is this Sorel moving OG Ghost Rider up?
He's moving Ghost Rider up to pick up the disturbance that was dropped by Bill as he was dazed.
Yep, there it goes.
And that is, of course, a non-desired play by Ghost Rider. He really doesn't like spending actions on moving because he wants to spend power. I think he's forgotten to put extra power on Ghost Rider, because he gets 1 power each time a friendly character gets damaged, and Beta Ray Bill had taken a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we would have had the 3 power to use Hell on Wheels, get the free move, and double tap
Yeah.
Omega Red here. Oh, he did use Hell on Wheels.
Oh.
I thought he was. I thought I saw him only being on 1 power.
Mm. Hell on Wheels makes
that is a good hit.
It makes more sense with Hell on
but
Wheels.
But also a fantastic block. Right. Apologies.
Yeah. No, it's good though. I mean, it was a great thing that happened.
The winged token doesn't give Sorel any extra damage into Omega Red, who is within 2, so no cover. That can attack into the same target then.
Is he doing it into Omega Red? Ooh, yep. Look at that hit! Damn!
That's more like it.
Woo!
That's the kind of violence we want to see. We want to see characters dazed to the left and right.
That's the kind of violence we want to see. Huggy Bear, sweet.
So Omega Red has
what?
Omega Red has the invulnerability rule, so he reduces damage by 1.
Right.
So this is 6 versus 2 effectively. So that's 4 damage, yeah. And he hit the wild, so that means Hex is put on Omega Red as well.
Okay, I'm still recovering from your comment, prior comment.
Yeah, I'll keep them coming, Norbert.
Hey, you're one step closer to joining NATO, which is exciting.
Yes, very exciting. Only the Hungarian.
No, they're cool with it now. They're cool with it. Yeah, they've come around somehow. It's just the Americans now apparently have to appease the Turks with a deal that they've got promised, and so once that happens, then apparently you get the green light. So.
Well, technically, yeah, okay. So the Hungarians are being used by the Turks as leverage.
Yeah,
so that the Americans hold up their end of the deal.
Yeah, let's 3 cheers for geopolitics. Hello.
Yeah.
Anyhow, where were we? Somebody in chat help us out. So Ghost Rider moved up.
Nehetar, we didn't see an arrow.
Yeah,
but
I didn't see an arrow.
Ghost Rider is done with its activation, so this should be Nehetar attacking.
I think I saw Omega Red use a power.
Likely Ghost Rider. Yep.
Yeah, so it must
likely Nehetar using Omega Red to attack Ghost Rider.
People don't know Omega Red very much. I'll put the card up real quick. He's got a pull, which doesn't really matter here too much, only because I doubt he wants him to pull him that much further.
I mean, he could get Ghost Rider off of the point to deny him
that's a good point.
1 BP. That's not nothing.
Yeah, but oh yeah, Bill's dazed, so yes, you're right. And then he's got this thing about people within 2 of him, if they have poison, they can suffer damage.
Yeah, sadly, both Ghost Rider and Bill are immune to poison, so.
Yeah, oh, good point. All right.
That one's a dud.
That was a dud.
Here.
Now, can MODOK help people's dice rolls? Is that one of his
Only
things?
with the leadership.
Just the leadership, okay.
He can use power on friendly models in order to re-roll his own dice, if I'm not misremembering.
Mm. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I'm very curious about him. So this is Omega Red spending even more power. It must be doing his spenders into Ghost Rider, but gosh, it's not really helping terribly much.
Right. Yeah, he has a superpower, a reactive superpower called All in This World Are Beneath Me. when he's attacking during the modified die step, he can use an allied character's use power off of an allied character within 3, and he can spend up to 3 power this way to reroll 1 die per power.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought
But
it was
only MODOK can do this.
Okay. Oh, you mean other people can't do it off of MODOK? MODOK is getting it from other people.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Anyhow, Omega Red managed to do 4 hit points.
He's not. Yeah.
It managed to do 4 hit points of damage out of 8 on Ghost Rider, and is.
He is holding.
Actually, I beg your pardon.
So
hang on, I made a mistake. I understand what's happening. The attacks were MODOK, actually. MODOK was attacking Ghost Rider and was using his ability to suck power off of Omega Red to do the rerolls.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. That's why MODOK is now activated.
Cool. Good. We're learning. Okay. Not a great activation, I should say. Double tapping Ghost Rider. I mean, he does have 8 hit points. I wouldn't necessarily say he would have gotten dazed, but he only took half of his hit point pool. So not great, but and you know what's interesting, Huggy Bear? When you play these narrow lists, I used to a little while back. Every action has to pay off because you have so few of them. That's the problem.
Yep. So narrow lists are, generally speaking, I think, harder to play. Unless you're playing some obnoxiously broken kaiju that's managed to slip through playtesting somehow, like old Malekith, who is now reined in.
Yeah. So yeah, you got to be careful, kids, if you're going to play a narrow team. You really need to maximize their output, or else it's but.
Yeah, exactly. Wookie Mark Voldemort.
All right.
He who shall not be named.
Looks like Sorel is going to move up and try to take down Omega Red with the last 2 hit points. Just taking a look. I think he spent this for the spender, possibly.
EU Pants Party points out that giving Ghost Rider power is dangerous because he can use his penance there spender, and that is correct. Although he's somewhat limited in his targeting because MODOK will sack pawn that spender onto the grunt, and if he attacks Ultron, then he has really good Mystic defense and also counts wilds as double while defending against Mystic attacks. So he's potentially pretty good at blocking, and he's also only got 1 power on himself, so that would mean currently make for a 6 dice penance there, which is not super great. And the real danger of it comes on when Ultron is on his injured side, because that means he can suck power off of him and deny him the play of Age of Ultron. So we'll see if the opportunity arises later during the game, but at the moment I don't think of that as a big issue for Nehetar.
Right. So Star-Lord, he didn't buy the spender. Actually, what he bought was hit and run. So he moved up, paid for hit and run, did a normal attack into Omega Red. Sadly, only did 1 hit point, and then with the rerolls managed to get another damage in, but Nehetar saved 1. So luckily, Omega Red survives on 1, the worst.
Yep. Classic Star-Lord activation.
And now Omega Red is going to go ahead and try to finish off Ghost Rider. Let's see if he can do it.
He can, I think his builder heals him 1 point of damage every time he deals damage.
2 hits, not great. Not great. Let's see what the save looks like. No saves. No saves, though. He heals some damage from himself from that attack?
Yeah, that's if you look at his card, he has an effect called Drain Life on his builder. we rarely get to see this character, so...
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's doing another attack anyway. While you're looking that up, he does it 1 crit. See what the crit rolls into. Crit rolls into nothing, I think. And 1 save. So it looks like Ghost Rider survives. 6 out of 8 hit points.
Yeah, it's if the attack deals damage, he removes 1 damage from himself.
Okay. Is that his just regular gainer or builder rather?
Yep, it's his builder.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I saw a good TV show on Apple TV. Did I tell you last week? I don't remember.
TV show on Apple TV. Was it the Lou Ferrigno Hulk?
No, that's right. We talked about that last week. No, this is called Shrinking. Shrinking. It has Harrison Ford in it, amongst other famous people.
He's shrinking.
Yeah, it's about psychotherapists, basically, a little bit. But really great. Fun series. Really fun to watch.
Okay, shrinking as in shrink.
As a head shrink, yeah.
Not shrinking as in...
No, no, not like being in a cold pool.
Good for him.
All right, and this is the pull. So after the 2 attacks, Omega Red decided to pull, just like you said, pulled Ghost Rider off the point so that center point is not being scored since Beta Ray Bill is dazed.
Yep. So given the fact that... So now the only character on Sorel's side that can score the middle is Gamora.
Yeah.
If she would be interested in venturing to that dangerous place, midboard.
Midboard.
Black Cat is not eyeing a...
At best, she's going to like double move and prevent somebody from scoring a secure, maybe.
Yeah, most likely. He's not overly happy about getting incinerated, but yeah, Gamora is eyeing to get within 2 of Ghost Rider in order to secure the extra bonus point. However, she could have just... I mean, as long as you count dazed character as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I think not, actually.
So they ruled that.
I think so. I asked this question at our last tournament last weekend. I'm almost certain that they don't count. I'm almost certain. But please write in if you know differently. Everybody's in the chat is stunned. They can't believe it. What's the question? Great. Glad to see everyone's paying attention, Wookie. Should I say it in French? Would that help?
During cleanup, one of our characters hunted something within 2 of another allied character.
The question, Wookie Bear.
There's nothing.
The question is whether you get the bonus point in the crisis if you're within 2 of a dazed person. Dazed characters don't count for the extra Ds. That's what Shannon T says, but he's got no reference. What's your support, sir?
It has to be on the dazed rule in the core rules.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, as people are backing me up, but with vague reasons. I'm gonna believe the community because I'm a positive guy. I'm an optimist. I only play an optimist in MCP. In real life, I'm not. All right, everybody says they're excited now. Now they're throwing in all kinds of rules. They're saying all kinds of crap. Not one reference source, not a page number, nothing. Oh, we got a link. Adman B came through with an actual piece of support. Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Good job, Adman B. Thank you for that.
But apparently they had a ruling.
It's a bad ruling, he says. He's the only guy who brings the support, and he's like, this ruling sucks.
Dazed characters never contribute to scoring. However, you could argue that it's not the dazed character that contributes to scoring. It's just the extract holding character.
All right, so Black Cat has decided to move forward and attack Ghost Rider, but Ghost Rider sacrifices onto Gamora. And because of that range, I'm not sure she's within 2, so this is probably her normal attack, not the stagger one.
Yeah, she didn't have a power to do the troublemaker attack, which
Okay.
staggers.
Okay. So she's done nothing to Gamora, it seems like.
Yep. So, as things stand, it looks as though Sorel is once again going to score 5-4, which puts him in the driver's seat of this game, definitely. Even though his characters have taken significantly more damage than Nehetar's.
Right. That's true.
So next round will obviously be key.
Okay.
Nehetar needs to convert actions into daces and start taking points away from Sorel.
I like how you finish that prophetic statement and then immediately reach for your whiskey glass. You're like, this is horrible. So Gamora managed to take 2 hit points from that onslaught of Black Cap. 3 hits into 1 save. So Gamora's on 3 out of 6. So as Huggy Bear is saying, Sorrel's on points, up on points, perhaps a little bit behind on attrition. So it's really the pressures on Nehetar to have this back half of this game be starting to take people down. So the score should be 10-8. 10 to Sorel. So France is in the lead. Did you hear that the French now have the youngest prime minister appointed of I guess ever? Did you hear about this?
No? How old?
35.
15?
15. Yeah.
Wasn't Sanna Marin in Finland appointed at the younger age?
Oh, I don't know.
He's even younger than me.
Is she? She was. It's just sad. I mean, I credit her for having the kind of self-awareness to step down when she was having, mental health issues because of the job. But it's a pity because I think it was really great. The energy, the youthfulness. It's just something you don't see in leadership these days. I'm sure the Finns will say will tell me things that I don't understand about her. But I thought from the outside that it was really great. But as I said, she had to step down, and if that was the right call for her, that's important to allow that to happen. But I don't know. She's a prime minister, right? They have a parliament. Is that how they work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But her party lost the election as well, I think. So.
Oh. And honestly, in France, I think the prime minister role is the ceremonial one. The president is the one that gets to do the work, which is opposite of
and he was actually like 500 meters away from my home today.
Who? Which one?
Macron, the president of France.
Why is he in Sweden?
He's on state visit.
Oh, fun.
And there's a big company manufacturing heat exchangers over here, and they have some sort of revolutionary invention that they've been showing off to the Swedish king and the French president today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Probably something about heating.
Heating.
Probably environmental friendly heating.
Yeah. Well, it's
climate friendly heating. Yeah.
It's a good time of the year to go to Sweden to talk about that. That's on everybody's mind. What's the temperature right now?
Over here?
Yeah.
Let's see. It's outside. It's 3 degrees Celsius.
3? It's not negative? Come on, no. Please. No wonder the Finns always make fun of you guys.
Well, 2 weeks ago it was like -7.
It's okay. It's getting there.
And you have to take into account that the air is way moister here in the south.
It's a wet cold,
which increases the perception of cold.
You've heard of dry heat. Now you've heard of wet cold. You heard it here first on the Dr. Norbert and the Huggy Bear show. But honestly,
dry heat, wet, cold makes perfect sense.
It does. But you're right. It is actually
yes,
it does make it colder.
UK did have a 24-year. Was that William Pitt the Younger?
What are you talking about? Oh, UK had a 24-year-old prime minister? Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, Palin.
In the late 18th century. They actually joked about that in a Blackadder episode where they made him a child.
Okay, this is crazy. All right, Canadians agree with you. Humid, cold air is the worst. It's true, actually. Yeah, I agree. And honestly, the dry heat thing is actually 100% correct too, because I've hiked in the desert, not in the summer, but still it's hot in the winter, and it definitely doesn't feel as bad as the humid heat that I used to have in New York. Right. So what's happened is I forget who it was, but somebody went ahead and attacked Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider?
Yep. Until he dazed, and then his token went down, and the token is being shifted over to Omega Red.
Indeedly did. So I think it was Black Cat doing. Maybe it was Black Cat doing 2 troublemakers, given the fact that she is now on 0 power.
Okay. Yep. But it doesn't matter. She managed to daze him anyway. And so the token went over towards Omega Red, who doesn't have one yet, so he could pick it up. People are debating how awful humid heat is in Texas or in Florida. I agree. I grew up in New York. It was pretty bad there.
Oh, it seems like it was Ultron or his grunts.
Was it really? Oh my god. Okay. So this must be going into Gamora, but it looks like she.
Yep. He was pointing the arrow.
Yeah. So that's 2 more hit points going to Gamora. She managed to survive on. Wait.
No, because of the leadership. So he's got 1 more hit than you see there.
Oh, okay. So he hasn't put it in for some reason, but he has been dazed. Wow. Nehetar really taking command this turn.
Changing the die results manually is a nuisance there. So
no. I understand that. I'm saying Gamora is still showing us 5 out of 6 for some reason.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Wow. Good activation. Ultron and the Grunts taking down both Gamora and Ghost Rider, and in both cases dropping a token, an extract. So wow, big swing.
Unable to pick it up though, as he's already holding one. This is turning into a big round for Nehetar. The big round that we discussed, the big round that he needs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So Sorel only has Bill and Star-Lord to go from here, and I would not be entirely surprised to see a pass.
Yeah, for sure.
From him here.
So you're going to the World War Hulk during the new.
We missed a very important thing here when we were bantering earlier.
Okay.
Nehetar played all according to plan, which is why he managed to activate Ultron early and set up this swing turn that is taking place before our eyes.
Good point. Thank you so much for catching that. So that's 10 power that only Criminal Syndicate characters can pay. So I don't think Ultron 2 is Criminal Syndicate.
He's not.
Omega is in Black Cat. So they spent all their power.
Yep.
Wow. Yep. Wow. So they
spent. It appears Sorel passed.
Sure.
So. MODOK needs to.
He just drained some more power off of Omega Red. Omega Red's power constantly getting pillaged.
You there? Give me that power. I need it. Yeah, apparently does.
And this was going into Beta Ray Bill?
Yep.
What's the range of MODOK's attacks? Is it range 4?
4. It's range 4 on the builder and 3 on the spender. Hey, Joe Manji, what do you think of new Professor X?
Yeah, let's go, chat. Professor X comments, go.
Give us your hot takes.
Hot takes. We want scalding hot.
Scalding hot or hot garbage?
Wookie Mart says, could have been better. I'll say right off the bat, I don't know about his power levels or whatever, but I was really surprised he was only a 4 threat. I would have expected him to be on the level like Magneto, 6 threat.
He's a guy in a wheelchair, though.
Yeah, but his brain he's got big brain.
For sure.
So, looks like Omega Red's been able to do 2 out of 5 hit points. So far, he did a second attack this is into Beta Ray Bill. He did a second attack and took him off the table. And that's because he rolled 4 hits into no saves. God, 3 skulls. Good Lord. Wow, that takes that's bad.
Starting to look like a disaster for.
And it looks like MODOK now also moved Omega Red off the.
I can't move him.
Can he not move his own people?
I don't think so.
While you're looking that up, so somehow Omega Red got moved out of activation onto. Oh no, he did move. That must have been his activation. He might have just activated, moved backwards.
Yeah, Star-Lord probably passed.
Yeah.
So he activated and moved back, but no power, no disturbance.
No.
In his hand.
This is bad. People are. What's that?
Pass that was hard to keep track of.
So the
back in the day, a few gracious people wrote pass with the pen writing tool in the mod, and then just tap that with arrows when they.
Yeah. I think that all according to the plan card was the clutch move here.
Yep, that was insanely important.
Not a lot of cards being played, actually. It's turn 3. Round 3.
Yep. And Black Cat is on 0 power. So there are gonna be 2 disturbances on the floor going into round 4. I'm not sure because by the looks of it, Nehetar has 4 points easily in his pocket. Unless Star-Lord moves up and dazes Black Cat, which would potentially be disastrous for him, because that would hand over Prio to Nehetar once again, and then he can KO Ghost Rider or something, or Gamora. That would probably spell the end of the game. But so Black Cat could move to the middle point to secure 5 points for Nehetar, taking him to 13 points. But I'm not sure that is a particularly good move as things stand. I think he's better served by protecting the points he has, because scoring 4 points is not much harder for him next round than scoring 3. And by moving Black Cat to the middle, he's going to expose her to potentially be dazed next round. So this is the part of the game where you have to consider: is it worth scoring more than you currently need, as you're still not gonna finish the game this round. You will still need to play another round, but do you want to score 1 point less and have better positioning rather than going all in on the points themselves?
Right. Right. Star-Lord decided to attack Ultron drones. Doesn't want to move off that point. He's going to do only 2 hits into 2 saves. Oh, that's just
he's got a wing token as well.
Yeah, but 2 saves.
And he's standing there comfortably, so
Yeah.
Should be able to get him down.
We shall see. Grunts have a knack for surviving somehow.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like you only need one whiff to create disaster. That is like my current roster that I'm running is all about capitalizing on your opponent's whiffs.
Yeah. So you were mentioning Shield before, and Ultron 2 not working in there with Nick Fury, but what I thought Invincible Iron Man is the new shizzle.
I mean, sure, you could absolutely make a Shield roster without Nick Fury, but having Eye in the Sky every round is just so compelling. I'm having a hard time seeing you want to move into Ultron over Nick Fury. Someone might prove me wrong someday, but I think that it's a tough sell, really.
Well, how's Swedish WTC team picks coming along?
To be frank, I don't think we've even started the process yet.
Okay.
But we
time.
will soon enough.
Yeah. I think deposits are due April 1st. So if you're thinking of joining a team, get your act together before the 1st of April.
Yep. Usually I know from War Machine that the team compositions were rarely decided at the time of. I don't think they were either last year, if I'm frank. We just had we had determined a couple of captains, and then they paid the deposits, and then the other payers paid the captains as they were brought on the teams.
So Star-Lord must have had a hit and run with his first attack, because now he moved forward into the middle of the board and went ahead and attacked MODOK.
Yeah.
MODOK only
and
took
that
or Ultron.
That opened up a possibility for Black Cat to move to a pretty safe spot over there and still score the 5th point for Nehetar this round. So it's going to be 13-11.
Oof. Big swing.
So
huge swing.
Nehetar in pole position going into the last round.
Yeah.
Or what I believe to be the last round of
course.
the game.
And you're the sage. You're the MCP wisdom. So oh, I had something I wanted to tell you. And here we are. Me forgetting already. Iceland apparently has a cabin that they go out to in the middle of the near a glacier somewhere, not on the glacier, right? But in the nearby. And they go out there for a weekend to do sauna and MCP. Just like that. And food. Nobody else is there. What do you think?
Right.
That sounds perfect, right?
Yeah. Real cozy.
So I'm looking forward to my invitation to that. I hope it comes soon. And what I mean by that is that they arrange that again. I think it happens haphazardly, but it's pretty fairly regular thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Iceland, I've never been, and those people are very intriguing to me. I feel like they're the closest to the actual Vikings of all the different Scandinavian states. Still, they're just a little like a rough around the edges, don't you think?
I mean, I've never been to Iceland. We have a couple of Icelandic friends.
Yeah.
There are a whole bunch of Icelandic doctors in Sweden because apparently the career opportunities aren't that many.
Yeah.
In Iceland, but they produce tons of doctors. And they are very, very attractive in Sweden because they don't celebrate Midsummer. So they never ask to have that day off.
Oh.
Which is one of the busiest days of the year because everyone's drunk and injure themselves.
So you're taking advantage of the Iceland.
Yeah.
How is it that Iceland
We all
doesn't
want to
have
get drunk
midsummer
and
though?
injure ourselves. Let's bring in some Icelandic people and,
Yeah,
and
make them work.
patch it up. Yeah.
What? Why doesn't Iceland have midsummer celebrations? That's insanity. They're in the same latitude as you.
Well, did you see the movie?
Which that's funny. That's set in Sweden. Yeah, I
The
suppose.
Florence Pugh one. Yeah.
Wow. I'm learning so much about Iceland tonight. This is amazing. Right. Okay. Ultron 2 is going back into. Sorry, Sorel from Ghost Rider is attacking Ultron 2, trying to take that extract away from him.
Yep. This could be if he doesn't
Ooh,
get
look at that
Ultron
attack roll.
down.
Holy crap. Six is a great save, but oof.
Was this perhaps a penance there?
Ooh. That'd be amazing.
Because in that case, Ultron has 4 blocks. Otherwise, he has 3. So that would.
Penance there? Hang on.
Yeah, it's the spender. The penance there is 5 cost, and it takes away power rather than giving it.
Right. Okay.
And it also has dice added to it for every power that's on the target.
Yeah. It's a great attack.
Yep. So he added damage but subtracted power, it appears. But that's 6 going into 4 because penance there is a mythic attack. So the wild counted double for Ultron because he's a robot.
He's a robot, so he has a rule where his wilds count for double. Okay. Now,
yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel penance.
Yeah.
As much as
he's just the AI. Oh God. Not
Domo
great.
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Whoa. Ooh, big callback. Wow. God, I haven't heard that in ages, that album. Ooh. Right. So
now I want to play Ultron on an event and sing that song every time I move him.
Christian, yes, I remember you.
Hey, Christian.
Hey, buddy. Cheers to you. Thanks for joining this stream.
Cheers. Great to see you. Great to see all of you, in fact.
Right. So that was Ghost Rider.
Omega Red was dazed.
Yeah, he just got dazed by Ghost Rider.
Yep. So the prime target at this point should be Gamora.
Why is that? Just because she hasn't activated yet?
She hasn't activated yet. And if Nehetar keeps this game at status quo scoring-wise, then he wins. So
yeah. So
and Gamora is the character with the most damage-dealing potential left to activate for Sorel. So I think, and she's also incinerated. So
yeah. So that's Ghost Rider doing Hell on Wheels as his last thing, and moving and picks up a token. Very nicely done.
Funny thing, the Ultron grunts have taken a damage, maybe 2 damage. Can't tell from here because the meter is sideways.
Yeah.
But if they attack Gamora, she can spend 2 power for martial prowess.
Right.
Roll 5 defense dice instead of 3, and if they deal no damage, they take 2 damage. But then they die, and then they deal 1 automatic damage to Gamora, Ghost Rider, and Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Thus feeding Ultron 3 power.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's unattractive.
No.
For Gamora.
That's the thing about Ultron's grunts. If people on the surface, they don't seem like they do terribly much, but you put them in these situations, and they're like, "Woof."
I would definitely activate Ultron here and go full auto into Gamora, but it appears that he's picking Star-Lord.
Yeah, he's got to Star-Lord. Maybe because he's on the point.
I mean, they're about exactly as hard. He's actually slightly harder to take out, given the fact that he has plucky attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, so they didn't do anything. Or they took one. I guess he did his reroll already. Wait, something weird is happening.
He's plucky attitude. He forgot about plucky attitude,
forgot
so he's rolling it.
Yeah, okay. Now he's
but
doing it.
Still...
Takes 2.
Maybe he rolled 1 defense die too much as well.
No, oh yeah, possibly. Yeah, because he's incinerated. All right, second attack from the grunts into Star-Lord. And they do 2 hits. Ooh, do they take advantage of the leadership, though? Oh, but it's a skull.
The grunts can never take advantage of the leadership because they can't contest stuff.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Good point. Thanks. So...
I suppose the Red Skull grunts, the Hydra grunts could, unless there's a non-grunt clause in the
leadership.
Which there is not.
Oh, again, so, Red Skull grunts making
Red Skull 2 is actually pretty good under MODOK because he also has a bunch of fun triggers on his attacks. One of them being Wild Shield, so you could use... but that would also rule out playing Ultron, and he's also great.
Yep.
I mean, it's not that you're not allowed to have 2 grunt characters on the table. You can only have one kind of grunts
on the table
on the table at the same time. So that's
right. So it gets weird. You can't count on.
That's why it's sadly a bit scornergistic to play both Shadowland Daredevil and Elektra at the same time.
Correct. Yeah, which is sad because they were in the same series, right? You know,
unless someone finds some sort of combination that unlocks the potential of having grunts jump between parents.
So this is Ultron now going. His grunts went before, so now he has to activate, and I think he's attacking Star-Lord as well. But good lord, look at that roll. Nehetar. PU. This place stinks. 5 blanks and 1 skull.
That is not what Ultron wanted to see.
He must be thrilled with that. I mean, I would be just by how horrific it is. Hey, Lewis. Welcome. The elusive Lewis from London. Lewis from Lewisham. All right. Ultron's still trying to decide what his second action is going to be.
Yep. I mean, he could... Oh, he's spent his power stack. So I assume that means that he's doing the spender.
Into Star-Lord.
Which will allow him to... that will allow him to throw Star-Lord before damage is dealt. And he's going to be able to throw him into the grunts, and if they die, then they will deal 1 damage to everyone around them, feed power to Ultron, possibly allowing him to throw a piece of terrain at Star-Lord, and then thus generating the grunts back onto the table immediately. So that is one of the fun... No,
just throw it away.
Kill the grunts. Kill the grunts. No, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Maybe he died.
That's funny. It is 6 hits.
He should daze there.
So he's probably going to get dazed. Yeah. That's it.
Okay, so maybe he wanted to not give Gamora more power? I don't know. Because, I mean, if he generates extra power there, then he could use that to encephalobeam Gamora into a slightly more disadvantageous position, if such a one exists.
Mm-hmm. Here's the encephalobeam. Encephalobeam, can it do friendly or just...
No, it was just removing the grunts from play because they...
Because they what?
Why did you remove them from play? Maybe he rolled the explosive. He rolled the explosive force, so characters within 2 of him took damage.
Oh, okay.
But is that friendly characters included?
Yeah. See, this is
Other
interesting.
characters, yeah, other characters. So
Oh.
MODOK too. MODOK should have taken damage.
Crazy.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
So many triggers everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still a bit sad that we didn't get to see Star-Lord thrown into the ground, having them explode on Gamora and Ghost Rider, but I guess we can't have nice things.
Okay. What's happening now? Ultron True is doing what here?
So, guess what? Looks like this is explosive force pushing characters within 2 away from him short.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. So, I think what could happen here, technically, it's highly unlikely, but he could technically, Gamora could technically attack MODOK, one-shot him, pounce backwards, one-shot Black Cat, and keep the game going for 1 more round.
Which could be crucial.
But that would, if Ultron had thrown Star-Lord into the grunts, then he could have possibly thrown another piece of terrain after having a bunch of extra power generated, and then generate new grunts within 2 of MODOK to protect him.
Wookie Mars pointing out that if that was a throw from the explosive force, Ghost Rider size 3, he should have destroyed that size 2.
I think it's a push, though.
It's a push. All right.
Force.
It's a push. Yep. It's
Push, yeah.
Yep.
No throw.
Wookie Mark, back in your box. How dare you screw up my commentary here? So that was a great activation by Ultron. He does so much work.
He does.
Wookie Mart, you have to post what you're drinking. Apparently he's drinking. And yes, no encephalo beam. That's a bow, short movement. He could have paid for.
Cellophane beam.
Wookie saying it's me.
No, encephalo beam costs 2, so
costs 2.
yeah, some discussable choices with Ultron there, I think. But
okay, that was Ultron 2.
I think there's only one out, and that is for Sorel to one-shot MODOK and then one-shot Black Cat. That's all.
How's that? Who Gamora? Okay. Who's got tokens? Black Cat.
She has range 3 on her attack, so she needs to just take out MODOK with 1 attack, then jump.
Oh no. MODOK's got a lot of sacrifice targets though. Oh wait,
he does not. I don't know if he's
within 2 of Ultron.
Yeah. Maybe he was. Maybe he is within 2 of Ultron.
Yeah, maybe.
In that case, it's no bueno for.
Looks like it's going to do the jump first.
Right. That effectively ends the game in favor of Nehetar.
No.
If he does that.
Nehetar needs 3 points to win.
Yep.
And Black Cat is 2.
This is his last activation. Yeah, Black Cat is 2 points by herself. So, and Ultron is holding the third one.
Crucial move here. He hasn't used any of his actions.
Yeah, I think his only out is one-shot MODOK with 1 attack, pounds towards Black Cat, one-shot her with a second attack.
Okay.
That keeps the game going for one more round. He's still not going to score any points, Sorel that is, but that is.
Whoa. Looks like he did a pounce and then a short move onto the truck.
Maybe he's realized that the game is over and just aiming to do fun stuff.
Fun stuff. We're at fun stuff stage.
Picking up.
Oh, he picked up that token. That's what it was.
Yep.
Okay. Celador says she could theoretically one-shot both MODOK and Ultron with one attack. Do expand.
Yeah, she has a very dangerous spender. However, if she did that, then that cost 4. So that would have meant she couldn't pounce towards Black Cat. So Black Cat would still have lived. Which would mean he would only score 2 points. So yeah, that would have been another out. Surely. You were right.
Gamora, though, decides to just run away. She's on the top of the
screen. Highly unlikely to hit that, though.
Yeah. Yep. Celador realizes...
So he took an extract and ran away to maximize points for tiebreakers.
Yep. All right. I think that... Yep, looks like they're just calling it right there. So this should be 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2. Yeah, 3 points, 4 points. Right, 18 to. I think it should be.
If Nehetar does nothing.
Yes, what happened?
From here,
he's finished it.
Yeah, so that means he's scoring 3 from the extracts and 2 from the secure. So he goes to
18. Yeah, 13 to 18.
Yep.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yep. And Nehetar gets 1 point for the extract. Sorel gets a point from the extract from Gamora.
Yep.
Okay, so
good game.
Yeah, good game. Always fun to see something different, and it was really spectacular to see how much work Ultron 2 and MODOK 2 were doing.
I really loved the interaction between MODOK and Ultron. Sackpawning to the grunts looks hilarious. And this is a team that could potentially have legs into Cosmic Ghost Rider as well, I think, because MODOK is also immune to pushes by superpowers.
Ooh.
So he's immune to the incinerate,
right? And so is,
and then he can sack pawn his attack down to grunts or Ultron.
Yeah, and Ultron 2 is immune to pulls as well.
Exactly. You could even bring Claw in there, who's also immune to.
Oh wow! Whoa!
That's 5 energy. So that
interesting. Claw.
14 points though, but yeah, interesting.
Got it.
So yeah, go Criminals.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Direction.
Where do you think it went bad for
the round three? All according to plan.
Yeah,
hands down. That was the turning point of the game. Crucial Ultron activation, and he didn't whiff. And he needed to take out Ghost Rider and Gamora, and they were a few hit points left, both of them. So it was just a no-brainer play there. So good job, Nehetar. Sorel pulled away early on points, and I mean, Guardians have good dice, so you can never count them out. But that play turned the game around for Nehetar for sure. That was a key moment.
All right, I agree. I think it all centered on that. How do you think Sorel might have been able to recover from that inevitable situation?
Possibly. Sometimes you can look at what character. What you want to do against criminals is to kill one character hard and fast, so that you can get it out of the game and deny them power for all according to plan. So, I mean, that it's kind of hard to do. It's basically if he had somehow denied power to kill Black Cat earlier or something. I'm not sure, because the other option is to attack the non-affiliated characters, as they can't contribute to the financing of all according to plan. But the only unaffiliated character here is Ultron, and if you're attacking Ultron, then you're feeding him power, and he's not going to go down because he has Age of Ultron later. I mean, sure, you could possibly shut down an activation for him, but over time, that needs to be very well timed. That needs to happen somewhere in round 3 for it to be real impactful in the game. And round 3 was the very point in time when All According to Plan was played.
Yeah.
So not an option there.
Interesting. Do you think?
And you also have to be
It's Ultron 2 was doing a lot of work. Actually, I feel like Ultron 2 and MODOK 2 were doing a lot of work this game.
Yeah, for sure. Both of them. They're both great characters. They have good attacks, and they have a throw. So very good.
Cool. Shall we go over and say hello?
Yep.
All right. See you over there, buddy. All right. Anybody got questions for these gentlemen in the game? Please do put them in the chat. Meanwhile, we're jumping into their channel. And if you're French, if you can speak French, please jump into the voice channel to help translate, if you're up for that. Please.
I have a question of Dr. Norbert. Right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Très bon français.
Cinema per myself. So.
Merci beaucoup. Oh, Nehetar, do you speak French as well?
No, I just said I don't speak French in France.
Listen, well, thank you both for streaming the game with us tonight. It was enjoyable to see such a unique set of teams tonight.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Nehetar, well, Sorel, I don't have anybody who speaks French joining the channel, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that.
No, Sorel has been performing quite well with his English in this match. So.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's just underselling himself. So Sorel, you tell us, your community is just south of Paris. Is it near Versailles?
Sorry for my English. I don't understand the question, and it's very difficult for me because I say that at Nehetar, because in game it's okay, but
sure.
All the in-game phrases kind of get learned.
Yeah. Okay, Sorel, no problem. Do you want to say anything to your friends in France in French?
Yeah, but I don't.
No worries. It's okay.
No
problem.
It's play on TTS.
Well, listen, we're very glad to see your match. We were impressed on the choices that you made with your characters. And so it's really interesting to see this game. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Nehetar, tell us, where do you live in Iceland?
I live sort of half an hour away from Reykjavik.
Oh, so okay. And have you ever been to this mythic hut that's like in the middle of near the glaciers that you guys play MCP in occasionally?
The mythic hut. Oh, you mean Helgimar's hut that we occasionally go to play? Yeah, I've been there.
Oh, amazing. I'm still waiting for my invitation. I'm desperate to come. I've never been to Iceland. I've been to many countries in Europe, but not Iceland yet. I would love to be there.
Yeah, I can promise you when my friend hears this, you will get an invitation.
All right. The other thing is the Huggy Bear is from Sweden, of course. He had very interesting opinion about the Icelandic people.
Okay.
Opinion.
That sounds ominous.
No, I was just mentioning the fact that there are quite a few Icelandic doctors working in Swedish hospitals. Because for some reason there aren't that many career opportunities in actual Iceland. So
there's actually room for more doctors, but it's more of a pay issue, I think.
Right. Sure. And they are very popular because they don't celebrate midsummer. So
they're actually not closed.
Yeah.
I
get it.
What is that? What is with that?
The one day of the year where people injure themselves because they're drunk, then we have Icelandic doctors patching us up.
Yeah.
Nehetar, why? How in God's name did you not have a midsummer event, considering how high up on the latitude you are?
A midsummer event. I have no idea. You mean MCP, right?
No, well, although that's interesting.
In general,
I mean, as a culture,
there is actually a midsummer thing here. It's not as widely practiced as many other sort of traditions as such. But there is a sort of Icelandic folk myth that if you bathe in the dew on the grass naked at midsummers, you are supposed to dream of your sort of future spouse.
We have that too, but we have that you have to pick 7 types of flowers and cross over 7 sort of hedges.
Yeah, that's too complicated for us Icelanders.
You roll around on the ground naked. We pick flowers and
go into hedges. That's amazing.
Yeah. So Scandinavians and nudity, nothing new.
Yeah. Who needs Tinder? Honestly.
Just head out to the countryside on Midsummer's Eve, and there will be naked people rolling around and eager to find a spouse. Yeah.
How now? I understand that Swedish and Norwegian are very close languages, and so you can understand one another. What is it like for Icelandic people, like the Icelandic language?
Well, we learn Danish in school here.
Danish?
So,
wow.
Yeah, we do because Iceland used to be under Denmark. So,
right.
And there's a lot of funding actually that comes from Denmark to schools and sort of the school system in Iceland because we have Danish. So it's a very political thing to keep it going. But besides all the sort of actual use that people get out of it, I mean, I'm a teacher and I'm a Danish teacher, so.
Oh wow!
I'm kind of the choir preaching to everyone else, but
yeah, that's interesting because I understand the one thing I know about this is that Danish, although on paper kind of looks very similar to Swedish or Norwegian, they speak it. Their pronunciation is so different.
Yeah, it's wildly different.
Wildly different. So if you spoke Icelandic to, let's say, Huggy Bear. Not Danish, but Icelandic. Would he understand it, or would a Dane understand it better?
Neither, I think.
Neither.
If you want Icelandic phrase that most Swedes know.
It's probably a curse thing.
Yeah, no, it's tungur knívur.
Okay. It's from a movie. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Heavy knife.
No, if you want the Scandinavian country that sort of can understand Icelandic, then you want the Faroe Islands.
Faroe Islands, the ones in Scotland, the Faroe Islands. Is that what you're talking about?
No. It's the island cluster between Scotland and Iceland, actually.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
And their language is more of a cross between Danish and Icelandic.
I see. Oh, this is so interesting. Oh, I'm thrilled. I need to get over to Iceland. So tell me when the hut is open for business.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, and what do you teach?
Everything actually. We sort of do a sort of objective-based cross, objective-based learning. Sort of not exactly a sort of Danish or English or something, just an objective that has multiple sort of layers to it. So some of it can be in Danish, some in English, and sort of.
Wow. What age are you teaching?
Teenagers.
Teenagers. Oh, okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Well, all right, good for you. That sounds really interesting. It sounds also very unusual. Next time we're at a convention together, we need to chat about that some more.
Yeah, WTC, if not sooner.
Okay, brilliant. Icelandic team.
Icelandic team for WTC.
Yeah. Announcing it here.
Oh, amazing. That's so exciting. Okay, great. Let's talk about your crazy roster. What is why have you got interested in MODOK 2, and why is Gambit in there?
Okay. I've been a sucker for always trying to find what people consider worse and trying to sort of make it work and find ways to show that no, it's not bad.
Yep.
And MODOK's actually one of the things that I sort of stumbled upon, and immediately as soon as I started playing it, I found out no, he's so far from being bad. He's actually great. His leadership being both an offensive and a defensive sort of a dice manipulation brings characters that are seldom included in the list, like Omega Red. Omega Red, the only thing Omega Red's lacking is a little bit of survivability. I mean, he has the reduced one, but as soon as he sort of has dice manipulation on defense, he becomes a battery for the MODOK rerolls.
Yes, we saw you relied on him quite a bit to get power to do the rerolls. I saw that often.
Yeah. Some other fancy things like MODOK's sort of a reverse bodyguard, throwing it onto drones, so that you sort of splash damage from that.
Yep.
And if I open the roster again, there's actually Gambit. His stick is being able to get wilds when he wants, and if you get a hit, you can change that into a wild, and then with MODOK's leadership, also becomes another hit on a dice you didn't hit on already. And I haven't played him much. I haven't played him before in TTS at all. I've played him on the table, and on the table he's so way better than his card looks when you have this kind of manipulation.
Yeah.
And the automatic push is almost automatic push on his builder because of the dice manipulation is actually pretty good too.
Real quick, Huggy Bear, before you jump in, I just want to mention to people. I just want to mention to people, Omega Red. You saw the synergies, but the other part of it is that he's actually remarkably a Criminal Syndicate affiliated member, so that adds to the attraction there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Huggy Bear.
Were you happy to not see Cosmic Ghost Rider in the Guardians team? Because I do think you have some pretty neat tech here that could actually take him on quite well.
I am not that afraid of a Cosmic. I mean, I have stuff like if I'm against the Cosmic Ghost Rider, I will probably go out of my way to put an extract on MODOK, making him more of a target, and so that means that I can almost guarantee that one attack is going to be sort of wasted on him every round by throwing it into drones or into something else, maybe into Bullseye, which is nearby or something like that. That plus the stagger on Black Cat. I mean, Cosmic Ghost Rider is such an expensive model that if he doesn't get value out of every one of his attacks, his stocks plummet.
Yep, completely agree. Have you another character that has a similar sort of synergy with MODOK is Red Skull, Master of Hydra. The 5-cost Red Skull. Have you tried him in that spot? And
the other list I run is actually a Hydra.
Right.
And which is actually a Hydra team that can go Criminal Syndicate if I wanted to, but doesn't because I've got all the Hydra leaders.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, obviously, Ultron has a throw, which Red Skull doesn't. On the other hand, Red Skull has the easier way of generating new grunts for MODOK to sack pawn to.
I do not find it hard for MODOK to help with getting grunts. For example, in round, I think 1 or 2, I think it was round 1, I threw a card just into Oblivion just to get the drones back.
Yeah, we saw
that.
We
noticed that.
Yeah.
It was a very cool interaction. The sack pawn to grunts. That's a lovely interaction. Very, very nicely tailored.
Yeah.
Let me jump in here. Sorel's actually very kindly written me some notes because he can write better than speak English. He mentioned one of the big problems for him was the choice of 16 threat. He picked the secures, and so you picked 16. So what was going through your mind, or what did you expect?
I knew he probably wanted to have the Ghost Rider against me. So 16 was the I can field the tech that I want, and he will have trouble fielding maybe everything that he wants. That was basically my thought process.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I don't mind playing these 4.
Yeah, and his next point was he had a lot of complicated choices because he didn't understand the interaction between MODOK and Ultron 2. And he was hesitating between choosing Gamora or else Agent Venom or else Nebula and Rocket. Do you think those would have been more problematic for you than the team that you saw?
I actually do think I would have been more scared of a heavier gun line, for example, leaning more into into a Rocket with Star-Lord, and sort of going more from range, because then it would have been more of a shootout where I'm trying to sort of lose attacks by doing a small move on mode to get into range. And stuff
right,
like
right. Your action economy would have fallen apart.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He also mentioned that he learned a lot during the game. And one of his big lessons was that he exposed himself too much and that he should have played more like you. And I assume that means more defensively, essentially. You were protecting your characters.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that. We both agreed that if we both have started KT and sort of gotten in the parity on points to start with, this game would have been could have been a totally different beast. I had a plan for that with Omega Red being on the board, because he would have started turn 2 with 2 power in that scenario. So I could have sort of waited to see what he activated first, go forward with Omega Red, and pull that guy into my loving arms.
Yeah.
So, but that, of course, you can always sort of assume this would work and that would work. That was a plan. It was a good one. I don't know. I haven't tested it.
We felt, Huggy Bear and I, watching your game, what swung it for you, like it could have gone either way until you pulled in round 3 the all according to plan card. Yeah. Do you think that's what swung it for you?
Definitely. I was banking power. That's actually one of the reasons I pulled Black Cat over to here to do an attack, hoping to just generate 1 or 2 power just to pay for that easier.
Interesting.
I mean, dropping him would have been great and all, but the power, I was fishing for that.
You had a point, Huggy Bear?
No, I was just humming in appreciation of that point.
Yeah, it was good. So are you sold on MODOK 2? Are you going to carry him forward into the rest of the league?
Well, I've been practicing for WTC, and this month, sort of last month was Hydra month. I was maybe going to take Hydra, but this month I'm going to play my Criminal Syndicate MODOK list sort of locally and see if I continue to have fun with him.
Yeah. So how long have you been playing?
Since the game started, basically,
Ah,
shortly after. I did
yes.
play in seasons 3, 4, and 5, if I remember, but
Okay.
took a break from TTS.
Okay. Is Helgi playing TTS?
No, he hasn't been playing TTS.
Ah, okay,
But
gotcha.
he is playing. He is playing sort of locally with us.
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
can.
of course. Yeah. All right, brilliant. Well, this is amazing. It looks like I just got a French text in the chat saying the French are very sad. One of their people have fallen behind, but don't worry, Stat Lourd. I hope I said that right. Sorel has one loss, but that means he can still continue. He still has a chance as long as he wins the next of his games. Huggy Bear, this is week 3. There's still 3 long weeks ahead of these people. It's a tough league to do well in, don't you think?
Oh, yes, for sure. And especially the European one, if I may say so, is a shark tank of significant rank.
Yeah.
There are so many good players. Not downplaying any of the other brackets, but the US had all of their powerful players divided across 3 brackets. So,
yeah.
But whereas the Europeans have all of their top players concentrated into the same one.
Right.
So I do think the European bracket. I'm going to stick my chin out here and say that the European bracket is the toughest one to be playing in.
Yeah.
So going 4-2 or even 5-1 is a very good result for any player in this bracket.
100%. Well, thank you, Sorel and Nehetar, for this really interesting match. A little offbeat, which is exactly what we're looking for. Thank you to everybody in the chat for being so entertaining and informative. As always, you're like the third commentator on this show because when the banter gets a little out of hand, you guys put us back on the path of what's happening in the game, which is great. Thank you for that. And I'm very grateful to spend this time with you, Huggy Bear. I always get more relaxed. It helps my well-being, and so that's why it's important to me.
It warms my heart, Norbert. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. All right, Nehetar, I'm going to see you next in the hut, I suppose, very soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, excellent. Can't wait. And to everybody else waiting on the stream or watching this on demand, I hope you enjoyed it. And we hope to see you in the next week. So hopefully week 4 of the TTS MCP League Season 13. Thanks, everybody, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.